everyone, in this doll customization video I'll be using Ater High Skeleton's body to make one of my most favorite male characters from Undertale, Sans Skeleton. And for his head I'll be using Ater High's Apple White. In order to remove the original doll's head, I had to place her head in hot water. This way it softens the plastic, making it easier to pull off without breaking the net peg inside. The first thing I had to do to prep the doll's head was cut off all her blonde hair. Now, in order to get those tiny little fibers out of her skull, I had to set her head in boiling water. That way it can loosen up the glue that's inside the head. Then all I did was take scissors or tweezers, anything that could fit inside the doll's head, and just yank that icky hair right out. So, in order to remove the face up, I used brush cleaner and dipped a Q-tip in it. Then I rubbed it all over the face. I also used napkins to help soak up all the residue that was on the doll's face. In order to make the head look more like a skull, I had to remove any of the human features. If you're wondering what kind of materials I've been using in this video, check out the description box for more information. Seeing that skeletons like Sans does not have any hair, I used epoxy to cover up all the holes that were originally used for rooting doll hair into the head. I also used the epoxy to smooth out and cover up all the little bumps that were left over from sanding off the bottom lips. After 24 hours of letting the epoxy cured, I was able to use my sanding Dremel to smooth out any of the bumps that were on Sans' head. Skeleton is a female monster. In order to make her fit the other Ater High clothes, Mattel actually made her 3 center ribs on each side more higher than the others to give the illusion that she has breasts. But real skeletons do not have this shape, and Sans is also a male. So in order to correct this problem, I had to use my Dremel to cut out those ribs and use epoxy to make my own ribs to replace the original ones. In order to make the feet flat and not like arch shaped, I actually used a heating gun to heat up the bottom of the foot, pressed it against the cookie sheet, and used my hands to mold it into the right position. I realized after doing this, the ankles had a weird shape to them, so in order to correct this, I used a bit of epoxy to add more thickness to his legs. Now that Sans' body was done being modified, it was time to prep the doll for painting. The first thing I had to do was sand each body part. The next thing I did was coat the doll 3 times with a workable spray. After that, I used a white spray paint that was plastic safe for the body. Once the paint was dry, it was finally time to do the face up. Seeing that Sans is known as a lazy skeleton in the underground, I can picture that he doesn't take many baths, so I'm going to actually use some gray pastels and a little bit of black and everything to give his skin a little darker look to make it look like he's a bit dirty instead of a pure white skeleton. Between each step of the face up, I made sure to spray the doll's head with a clear spray. That way I didn't ruin any of my previous work that I've done on the head. I learned how to make the slippers by watching a video from My Froggy Stuff. For the rest of the outfit, I actually made my own pattern, and if you like the outfit, you can actually download the pattern from my DeviantArt. One of the things I learned while doing this project is to be careful when you use epoxy on a doll's heads. The heads are very squishy, so when you try to reattach them to their body, if you squeeze too hard, you might cause a crack in the face. In order to fix this a bit, I had to add a little bit of super glue to try to glue the piece back down, but you can still kind of see the crack in Sans' face. Other than that, I think Sans came out pretty good for my second time doing a customized doll. If you have any comments or suggestions what I should do next time, let me know in the comment. Thank you for watching and have a good day!